Hello, cocktail fans, and welcome to episode 79 of the Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure. Drum roll, please. Thank you. 79, a milestone for anybody's books. And here we are. I'm Dave, along with, what's your name again?
I'm Jason.
Oh, right. And you?
And I'm Fred.
Hello.
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 Greetings.
Welcome.
Salutations.
Now, Fred has often said that we were only going to do 80 of these.
Did he?
So now suddenly he's the guy.
Putting the kibosh.
I don't know.
So if you want this to keep going,
This better be good.
you better call out Fred.
Yeah, this better be a good one. That's all I'm saying is these drinks, or at least one of them, better be pretty impressive, or else I'm going to be really thinking about this.
Well,
I think these drinks might be impressive, but we're already running way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
go. Let's take it back. So bring us in again, Dave.
hello, cocktail fans. Welcome to the Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure, episode 79.
Wow.
Oh, that's quite a milestone.
It is quite a milestone.
Especially if people only thought we were going to do 78.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of milestones, I got on a special shirt here.
Because of your milestone.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about your milestone. What is?
This T-shirt, for those of you who cannot see it because of your
Because you're driving.
your oral
Fixation?
fixation. It says vintage 1969
Mm-hmm.
because I have joined the
Club 50.
50-year-old club.
Yeah.
It finally happened.
Yeah.
Little baby Jay is now
Grandpa Jay?
Grandpa Jay. I went right from that. Much like the heat today, where we've gone from relatively comfortable to immediately too hot.
Right.
So.
Right, like the New Year's baby and, how they get the old guy from the previous year turns into the New Year's baby. You're doing it, which doesn't make sense. It's the other way around.
Yeah.
So you've gone from the baby to the old man.
To the old man immediately in June.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mr. Halfway. So there you go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Halfway.
So it's a multiple milestones.
Sure.
Mm.
But I think next episode will also be a milestone because it will be episode 80,
Right.
and I will still just be me. So the show's getting more milestones than I am.
And I believe the next episode will feature a Kate Stadell. Or Stadell, as I
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I don't know. We get another June show still.
Do we?
I think so.
I'll have to check the calendar. I'll check the.
Well, maybe we're
I'll
doing
contact
one in between. Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I'll contact the headquarters.
No,
check with HQ.
check
Well,
with HQ.
coming up this summer.
Yeah. No, we do have one more. We have
Okay.
the
We have
25th.
one more.
Okay, well,
For-
then a week
for-
later,
That's right.
we're doing an extra episode.
But
That's
we might
how
have a
get ahead.
special. I might have a special guest, but I'm not going to let it slip yet.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, keep that zipped up.
Yes. With my brand new shirt. It says vintage 1969. Other things from 1969?
Mhm.
Moon landing
Mm-hmm.
and other 50-year-old things.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
The Beatles weren't talking to each other?
Actually, it was
True.
That was 1968, but still, it's close.
Oh, sure. Nothing better than close when it comes to anniversaries. So, happy bicentennial.
Woodstock Music Festival?
Was that 69?
It was 69.
Yeah.
Summer of 69.
Summer of 69.
The Summer of Love. The Summer of Jason.
No, Summer of Love was 1967.
This is the summer.
Close enough.
69 was the summer of
Disappointment.
Yeah.
disappointment,
Heartbreak.
heartbreak,
Breakup.
mediocrity,
Mm-hmm.
When was the-
derision.
When was that Grateful Dead concert where they had the riot? Was that in 1969?
Oh, when was Altamont?
That's Altamont. That was the Stones.
Oh, was that the
That's not the
Stones?
Grateful Dead.
Oh.
Yeah, it's when the Hells Angels bodyguard
Yeah.
for the Stones stabbed the guy to death.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Well, he was dancing too much.
A little too close to.
He was trying to dance like Jagger.
Moves like Jagger, not so much after the Hells Angels.
Not so much moves like Jagger.
You move too much like Jagger, I'm gonna jag you with this shit.
Jagged edge. This ship.
Mm.
So yeah. So you know,
All right. Well,
if you're gonna hire security,
yeah.
go through more reputable firms.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like the Legionnaires? No.
Sure. Legionnaire's disease.
French Legionnaires. There you go. What's that?
The Shriners? That were right around the little box.
I would have loved it if Altamont security was provided by the Shriners.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
I didn't want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe once we get into deep fakes, You know, we can create that. That's a very special box.
Fred has just handed Jason a nondescript looking box.
Yeah.
A dirty, torn box.
It is really a dirty, torn box. It's funny, it didn't start off like that when I threw it in my lunch bag 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It's a
It was
sandwich.
pristine. Yeah, it's a tuna sandwich.
Is this for me? Am
It's
I
for
open
you.
this up?
Sure, you can open that up.
Yeah.
I was buying myself an oversized shaker, and these guys had things that people don't really need,
No.
and so I thought, well, look at
Oh, it's a
Very cool.
It's a flask that is in the shape of a camera.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Oh, now we've all got cameras.
Mine's fake. Tipsy in a flash. Give it a shot. You'll be tipsy in a flash. From Foster and Rye, one of the sponsors of our show. Is that right?
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Wow, that is very cool. Snapshot flask.
Yeah.
No moving part, just in case you were gonna try to.
Yeah, you just hurt yourself.
So you recommend smuggling this onto a plane?
Oh yeah, I would.
That doesn't come off either. Okay.
No, so they'll never suspect anything.
11 ounces it holds. That's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good. 11 ounces. That's enough to make you tipsy.
That's a cup and almost a half.
That's so that's your average cocktail size, if I'm not mistaken.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, I didn't get anything for you guys, but then
It's not our birthday.
Well, it is Tuesday though, and we celebrate every other Tuesday.
Yeah. There you go.
that is very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Holy cow.
Hope that works for you.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know.
Actually, just thinking, is there anything in that?
In what?
In the flask.
I don't think so.
Should there be?
What were you gonna fill it with something?
Yeah.
Asbestos?
No?
Uh,
Let's try pouring it out.
No.
gold dust! It's full of gold dust!
I knew I'd forgotten something.
My goodness, it's
Here, fill it up with some of that.
holy cow! Michter's unblended American whiskey. Jeepers
I
creepers.
couldn't afford the blended stuff.
Yeah, no, that was
So-
an extra step. Cost
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah, this stuff they just pour right out of the barrel into a bottle.
Holy cow. Well, thank you, Fred. Michter's small batch American. I've always wanted to try Michter's. I don't think I've ever tried
I
Michter's.
don't think I have either. I thought it was crap. But I've been assured that it's not.
Well, we might have to have a little sippy sip of this
Yep.
on the
At
show.
some point.
Either this one,
Yeah, or
or I bring it the next one.
Yeah.
Because I got a tequila and 3 different gins.
Wow.
we're gonna mix them all together.
We're gonna mix them all together. But
What's your call? You have control of the bottle.
oh, let's just see how this goes. This is very exciting. Thank you very much. Holy cow! I'm afraid I'm gonna put it somewhere wrong and it's gonna fall over, break my camera.
Oh, break my heart.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Well, I guess that leaves the way for Dave to.
Do you know how to play guitar? You want to learn guitar?
I've got to
Or
get
harmonica?
I'll see what I can do.
Have you ever played a comb harmonica? No, I'm just teasing. That was a lousy thing for me to
You
say.
need insulation?
But it was comedy gold.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
I'm all for comedy gold, and at my own expense.
I need insulation. How are you for topsoil? Or soil from the top of my garden? Anyway.
Yeah.
Ah,
Turf. I could get you some turf. Just give me a couple minutes and a shovel.
You didn't bring a shovel, did you? Oh, that's so cool. Well, that's it. That's our show. And
Good night, everybody.
see you later.
we speak often of sponsorship of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You speak often of it.
Often we do.
Mm-hmm.
Usually on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I talk about it off the show.
So do I. In between shows, we often speak about how nobody wants to sponsor our show. But you can sponsor our show.
Of course you can.
Your sister has sponsored a show.
Yeah, well, sort of. She made a donation, so I guess we'll call it a sponsorship.
Sheila Sherman sponsored a show
That's right.
by providing the booze for it.
Right.
That was our last episode. And I don't know if we gave enough of a shout out to her, but
Thanks, Sheila.
Thanks.
Thanks for your 39-year-old
Oh, yeah.
rye whiskey.
The old whiskey and the old aquavit.
That
Yes.
would be lovely.
and I'm not even sure if we ever said that right.
There's a bunch of ways to say it, as far as I'm concerned.
But this episode is,
Yeah.
is at least partially sponsored
Bye.
by my Uncle Jack.
Oh, good old Uncle Jack.
This is the uncle that we've spoken of before?
We have spoken of this uncle before. We call him Uncle Jack.
Because that's not his real
Okay,
name.
we're going to say Jack Enright.
Oh,
Really?
really? You're giving them his full...
Yeah, he's going to.
Full due.
Well, if you're going to sponsor a show.
Yeah, but doesn't that sort of alert CSIS again?
No, he's not.
He's not
that.
It's not that uncle.
Oh,
No.
okay. Okay.
Because he's safe.
Are we saying, we're just saying that because he is that uncle? Oh, sorry. I should.
We're
Never
going to
mind.
start the show.
Nah.
He paid a visit to the Sheringham. I don't know if that's how you say it. That's how I'd say it. Because I'm Canadian. I don't have time to do a lot of other special pronunciations of things.
Sheringham. Oh, it's right.
There you go. The Sheringham Distillery on Vancouver Island.
Oh, he was there.
He was there. And he picked up a little bottle for us because he thought we could use it on the show. And I said, well, as soon as he handed it to me, after I, of course, said thank you very much,
Yeah.
I said, you've just sponsored our next episode.
That's right.
There you go.
I'm hoping that we've got a little bit of research done on this. I've had 2 weeks to prepare and I did nothing, but it has won numerous awards.
Right. Well, they won 2019 World Gin Awards. They won Best Contemporary Gin.
Contemporary gin, okay.
Yeah. That was in London. So, they had to travel to get the award. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This isn't where they just drive down to the city. It's sort of like a 20-minute drive, with GPS. So, so they had a number of different categories, and they won Best Contemporary. Gins with flavor profiles where juniper is still discernible, but other flavors such as citrus, spice, and floral notes are more prominent than a traditional gin. They were only established in 2015.
Wow.
So,
Pretty good.
so really, you could have, in 2015, decided to make your own distillery. You could have won an award by now.
Wow, 4 years later.
Yeah.
And they also make an aquavit, I believe. And I don't know if they probably do a vodka and they probably do a whiskey. I don't know.
Well, they probably do. Dave will tell us later on in the episode.
Yes, maybe you have
Right now
to
he's got,
search online what we're talking. But this is their seaside gin, and this is the neat one because this has. Let me put on my goggles.
And actually, I should mention, I was at Legacy. I did see their vodka, and they do other spirits.
Yes.
I grabbed, and it was probably the same day you got that. I bought a bottle for myself.
That's funny. That's true. And then Fred sent a text with a picture in it saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, do you think we could use this?" And I sent a picture back saying, "We already are." And he said, "Excellent." As refreshing as a seaside stroll with citrus. And here in British Columbia, coastal British Columbia, we're big on seaside strolls.
Oh, right.
People in Prince George, they don't. They go down by the river.
Yeah.
Floral and notes of the sea. Our seaside gin is made from our vodka and botanicals from land and ocean. Now I think that's cool that they said that because that's really what it is,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
It's vodka and then you flavored it with botanicals or imbued it, so
Yeah.
soaked it.
Soaked it in there somehow.
So you got juniper, you got rose, you got citrus, you got coriander, you got lavender, and that's pretty straightforward. But what else have you got? Local hand-harvested, sustainable winged kelp.
Winged kelp.
Winged kelp.
It flies?
It flies. It's the deadly flying kelp of Vancouver Island. Have you ever got out of the sea and you found yourself covered with kelp?
I have.
This is the stuff.
Oh.
So I don't know how much of the flavor of the sea is in here.
We're going to find out.
Well, we will. We're going to find out. We should probably try it straight
Yeah.
to begin with, I would
A
think.
little sippy sip.
Have you got a couple of shot glasses for sippy sip stuff too there, Dave?
There's two.
Okay.
Dave's not having any.
Maybe Fred can grab another
Oh.
shot glass while I continue doing camera.
You're doing the steady cam.
For the actual recipe, I went to their website, the Sheringham website, and thank you, Freddie. We're going to be making a drink called the Taj Mahal Sunset, which calls for 2 ounces of Sheringham Seaside Gin. We always double the recipes,
Sure we do.
so we're going to need 4 ounces, and I didn't think of that, so thank God you brought a bottle along, because I think this is only 3 ounces.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Unless we only made the single drink.
I think that's 4 ounces. I think an ounce is about 50 milliliters.
I've got a milliliter container here in front of me,
sure,
and I
you've
would
got-
say that 50 milliliters is an ounce and a half, eyeballing how they've got it laid out. This
Fred is rendered speechless.
And then we've got more than 4 ounces.
well, an ounce and a half is 3 ounces. That would be, I've got 100 milliliters.
Hang on.
100 milliliters, so
Yeah.
50 milliliters is an ounce and a half. So this is 3 ounces.
That's 3 ounces.
Once again, math on the radio.
Yeah, all right. Well, we got another bottle. So
Okay,
we're
so
good.
we might have to,
So
yeah.
you pour that out, and then whatever you get, and then we'll keep it simple, because math is not our strong suit. Although I have a degree in science, it was not in arithmetic.
There you go. And you also have several nice suits, strong and
I
otherwise.
sure do.
So we'll drink a toast to Uncle Jack, and we would drink a toast to you too if you were to send a bottle along.
Yes, we would.
But here, fellas, have a sampling of this award-winning gin from the Sheringham Distillery. We'll put a link on the site to them because I think they're up and coming.
Yeah, in Souk, BC.
Happy birthday!
All right.
Oh, they're in Souk.
Alright.
Smells like gin.
It's very ginny.
Good
Mm.
juniper flavor.
Yeah.
Gets right up in your nose.
What's the ABV?
I think it is.
Oh, 43.
43, so a little bit boozier than your average gin. Yeah, ooh, it's boozier than your average gin.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think this is going to make a very nice drink.
A nice little bite to it.
Yeah, it does have a little bite to it.
It's spicy. I don't think it's just the booze. I think it's got a bit of a spicy undertone.
Yeah.
That could be. Yeah. I'm not getting a lot of kelp.
No, no. But the fact that it's in there makes it distinctly West Coast.
Mm.
I had a Tofino beer that
Mhm.
had some kelp or seaweed in it.
Yeah.
And it tasted a little bit more, there was an element of
Sea?
sea foam to it. The head is actually that.
It's actually sea foam. Wow.
But I like that very much, so I go out and buy yourself 10 gallons of Sheringham Distillery Seaside Gin and you will thank yourself. Coastal Craft Spirits.
Mm. Good for them. Congratulations, Sheringham.
Thank you, Uncle Jack, and here's to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
And what's the, so which cocktail are we making first? We're making the Sunset?
We might as well because we've
Got
got
the bottle open.
Taj Mahal Sunset.
Mm.
But yes, Dave is not partaking in this episode.
Well, I'm give me a little.
He's just going to have a little snort. So
Oh, okay.
we could just do that, and then you wouldn't have to open yours up.
It's gotta go.
All right, then
It's
we're
left the store.
then pop it open. This is a little different because this has the gin in it. It's got turmeric, which is a terrible, terrible, awful product.
Yeah, but I've had iced tea with that in it.
Oh.
Surprisingly.
Oh, sure, they'll tell you that it's tasty
Yeah.
and it's good for you. And that people make golden milk, but I
Yeah.
tell you, the mere mention of the word turmeric will throw a dry cleaner into spasms
Oh,
or
really?
a fit of fear.
Dry cleaners?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Because it is so stainy.
Mm.
Anytime I've ever used it, I always end up with it somehow on my hand. And if you don't get it off immediately,
Yeah.
you've got turmeric forever.
Turmeric and beet juice, two of the foes of clean linen worldwide.
Hey, maybe there's a cocktail that uses turmeric and turmeric and beet juice.
Oh, maybe that is. Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
something.
well, we'll do it. And so I brought some from home and I put it in a hermetically sealed
Yeah.
tiny glass.
Yeah.
I used stainless steel instruments on it to get it in here because I didn't want it on anything because I've got spoons.
That's
I have a navy blue plastic spoon that I can tell is stained with turmeric from a recipe I did.
Oh,
You can
wow.
tell by looking at it that there's a problem.
Huh.
But that's what's in this. So it's not like a lot of spices. They don't actually dissolve really great
Mhm.
because they're like sand. A lot of spices are just basically sand.
Colored sand?
Colored sand.
Huh.
So in the Taj Mahal Sunset, gin, in this case the seaside gin, turmeric, the juice of a quarter to half a lime, which I think is a little bit loosey-goosey, but
Yeah.
whatever. 2 ounces of ginger beer, and we brought the Goslin's ginger beer along again. This
There
is
you
my
go.
final can of it. This is a really good beer. This one doesn't make you cough like the like the one that I prefer,
No?
but it's still really, really good. And so you're going to combine the gin, the ginger beer, and the turmeric in a shaker and shake it. Then you're going to juice the lime into the shaker And then you add the ice and you shake it again, and here it says making sure all the turmeric has dissolved. I don't think it's gonna dissolve, but I guess it's gonna get so beat up and suspended, like me in high school, that there'll be something amazing.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it.
And so we're gonna double the recipe but the one online will be the appropriate one for a single serve, but we're gonna double it. So my question to you is, it says to use 1/4 to 1/2 of a lime. Do we want to use a 1/2 a lime or a whole lime?
I would use the whole lime, because this seems like a bit of a dry lime.
Okay, dry lime it is.
Dry lime, not the kind you use to dispose of bodies with. I just want to caution you. I've learned that mistake. It's not the same. Don't juice a lot of limes, and don't use the dry lime in your cocktail as well.
I don't, this special victims unit is gonna learn it. All right, so I'm gonna put my whole entire bottle, donated by Uncle Jack, as I said, into here.
So what have you got there?
That's my 2 ounces.
Like
Because all you should use at home. And now I will drain this, even though I could have been nice and let Jennifer have some, but, well,
Wait, you pour a little bit back in there.
that's okay. If I like it, and I do, I think I'm gonna buy some more. Because this is a wonderful, wonderful product. This is gonna be an enormous couple of drinks.
Yeah, actually, you mention it.
Yeah, something that's,
It will be.
yeah, and it's at 43% alcohol.
Ah.
Yeah, are you sure we can't put you down for something? So there we go.
This thing's going to be evaporating like crazy.
What I should have done,
Oh, darn it.
and in fact what I'm gonna do,
Oh, good.
no, I'm gonna do it. Here's the turmeric going in, right? Gin, ginger beer, turmeric go in first. So we'll pop that in there. Ooh, look at that. It's actually staining stainless steel as we speak. God, it looks like a weird paint project. And then, now this seems like a dangerous idea. We're gonna be also shaking carbonated beverage.
That doesn't seem... Really?
That's what it says, but, you know,
I'll get the towels.
I don't live here.
You sure that's not a mistake?
They're award-winning
I
gin
guess so.
producers.
All right. That's...
And I don't think it's super carbonated.
It's like Sam over here.
Superfusion and subterfuge. All right, so remember, there's no ice in this. This is a dry shake. We've done dry shakes on here before.
Well, then it says to add ice and shake again.
Yes. Well, then it'll be followed by a wet shake.
Oh, because you want to do the dry shake to get the turmeric to dissolve.
That's sort of what they're implying, and yet I don't know. They said they said to shake it first, and then we're going to juice the lime into the shaker, add ice, and shake again. So here we go.
This is complicated.
It is complicated, and I'm terrified that it's going to fizz everywhere.
Maybe I'll stand all the way around. Oh,
Yes.
oh, there it goes.
It's already.
That doesn't take long.
No.
How are you gonna?
Which is fun, because it's turmeric. It's like it's been designed to...
Yeah.
All right, let's just be careful. You know what?
You're gonna get it all over Dave's walls. He'll try painting over it with primer and it won't cover. It'll end up being an insurance claim.
That was the idea. This is by Terrence Fitzgerald, the spirits consultant at Maple Bay, BC.
Yeah.
So send all of your dry cleaning bills to Terrence Fitzgerald.
Can we, maybe it's a stirrer. Maybe you want to stir it.
Maybe I do want to stir it. Because
I just don't see how it's gonna.
I just don't even understand why we're this process of it. I guess this will help get out some of the carbonation, won't it, if I do this?
Sure, but isn't that why don't we want carbonation?
I don't know. Maybe you just want...
I don't know.
All right, so
We're not professionals. We're trained amateurs. Well, we're not trained amateurs. We're trained at being amateurs.
Yes. All right, so then we're going to squeeze in the lime. I don't know, this has... It's too hot to screw around too much.
Yeah.
All right, well,
You're gonna put both halves in there.
I'm going to put both halves of your dry lime in here.
Yeah.
I think you're right. That is a pretty
Yeah.
husky lime. Oh, actually, that had a lot of juice.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to malign the lime. The lime.
Yeah, you don't want big lime coming after you.
My big citrus. All right. So that's the juice of an entire lime, but you can use half or a quarter, whatever you want. we're just risking it.
Yeah.
And
We're
then
taking our chances.
I'm gonna put in some ice.
You still really can't shake it.
I'm gonna stir it because I'm scared that we're gonna make a mess of everything. See, this is Dave's thing here, and I bet that turmeric is gonna stay on that white lettering.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna shake theirs. Pretend that we're shaking this.
What's it look like?
It just looks like a yellow beverage
Mm.
on account of that dangerous turmeric.
You gotta
It smells nice though.
Does it?
Yes.
We should have somebody look at that turmeric.
If people tell you that turmeric is benign,
Yeah.
it is not.
It isn't.
Well, see what we're doing? Yeah. Taking time out to do cancer jokes. A lot of shows will shy away from that. Not us.
No, because you don't have any sponsors to insult.
That's right. Well, except for Uncle Jack.
Yeah, but he's pretty.
He's pretty eager. He's only lost a few family members to cancer,
Oh.
so he sees the humor in it as much as anybody.
Sorry, Uncle Jack. I had no idea.
Well, you should read the
His bio?
his file.
Okay.
What happens if we? I think that most of the fizz has been taken out of it after the first batch. Okay, so let's dump it out now.
All right. Yay.
This is what is it called? The Shanghai Sunrise? The Taj Mahal
Taj Mahal Sunset.
Sunset.
Or, what was the other one? The Shanghai Sunrise? We should, holy cow, that's yellow.
Yes,
Looks like orange juice.
that's what my urologist said. And you know what it looks like? For those of you that remember Safeway, at least in Canada, it looks like beep.
It does.
Is that enough for you?
That's good, yeah, thank you.
Yes, it looks very much like beep, which was an orange drink, much like Tang, I guess, in a way.
It's like pre-made Tang. If you were too lazy for Tang, you just bought yourself a big quart of beef.
So this is nice. All right, I'm excited by this. We should have probably given Dave a little bit more, but he's not feeling great. So he's going to have that little sip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with Sheringham Distillery's Vancouver Island Seaside Gin, this is the Taj Mahal Sunset.
Yes.
All right. This is
It was like gin mixed in with your curry. Huh? A little bit. It's kind of, it's got that curry bite to it.
There's a quality to it. I did not think it was going to be like this. For some reason, and I don't know why, because there's no sweetness in it, I thought it was going to be sweeter. I think because it looks like orange juice.
I think the color really affects the way you taste it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm getting an orange hit off of it, and I am not.
Yeah, you're right. I tried it with my eyes closed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gin and a little bit of ginger
Mhm.
and citrus.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the way.
Well, you can't have any more.
No.
The turmeric doesn't really punch you in the face.
No.
So it seems like the right amount. Look at what it does for the color.
Yeah, no, exactly. And as I say, that's, I think this is going to go through you, and you're going to remember this at some point in the future.
Uh-huh.
But that's, yeah, that's neat.
So the
Is it-
ginger beer and the turmeric just seems to take the lime and sort of rotate it 45 degrees.
Maybe that's what it is, because it doesn't taste super limey. You know that it's citrus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why your brain says it's orange when it's not, because it is orange. Is it, I wish I'd known now, and again, this is our failings as humans. Is it similar to a tequila sunrise? Is it tequila sunrise? Or is there a drink that's a sunset?
Yeah, this one.
Oh yeah, there's this one.
It could be.
I'm sure there is.
But is it,
But it's tequila sunrise, I mean, that's pretty different. It's
is
got
it the sunrise because it's layered though? Because it looks like a sunrise in the clouds?
Yeah.
Is that the
I
idea
think so,
of it?
yeah.
Because this is maybe this is what, now I've heard that the Taj Mahal, right next to it is the river, isn't it? And that's where they burn all the bodies or something and dump them in the river.
Mhm.
Isn't there something like that about the Taj Mahal's locale? So this is, look the other way. Sunset.
Yeah, look at the sunset
Good look.
that other way.
yeah. Look over there.
But it's very neat to try, and I'm delighted that we've got some new product and a completely wacky drink, because it's as simple as it is. Turmeric is the
I think that's the key that brings everything else together. And I like it. I mean, if I would have this more than once. I would order it and then I'd say, oh, maybe next time I'll have that again. Or I'll order it, if I saw it somewhere else, I'd have it there.
right.
It's, I'm trying to see how much, I almost feel like you get more of the seaside notes off of it now. And so maybe that's brought in by the other stuff, but.
It could be. Plus, I haven't washed the shaker since last time, and there's actually kelp growing in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or what seems to be kelp. I'm going to throw in an extra splash of ginger beer, only because I got it next to me, because I love ginger beer. But see, this is where this is me as a neophyte cocktail person. Sometimes you think, I think what I like is what I want to have, in which case I should have had what I wanted and not try to make what isn't what I wanted.
Yeah, into
what I
that.
want. Yeah. I like ginger beer.
So you want something that's more ginger beer forward.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Do you want to try it with more
Sure.
ginger beer?
Yeah, because right now it's really just a hint of ginger.
It's just a hint of ginger, yeah.
So I'll do that.
And you want some ginger beer to settle your stomach?
Oh, sure.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, I like that's what I'm trying to make it into. And I think this even adds a little bit more of a curry element to it because of the ginger quality that we mix with the turmeric. It's now a butter chicken sunset.
One of my favorite dishes.
Yeah, so I could see a little bit more, a little heavier on the ginger beer. If that's where your flavor.
Yes, I like that even more. I've invented a new drink.
Yes. With 3 ounces of ginger beer.
3 ounces of ginger beer.
And don't shake it.
That's right. It's this Taj Mahal Sunrise, facing the other way. Yeah, you don't shake it, you stir it.
Yeah.
And I hope that this cleans up here, Dave. This is, I have my doubts.
Well, that's why it's there, and that's why we're not doing it right on his table.
That's right.
It was your gift, so.
Although there is there's a space between these things.
Oh.
I think we're okay.
It's a dark stain table. Dave will never notice.
That's right. And maybe this can go through the dishwasher. You put a little bit of bleach on that, that's going to
Oh,
come right out of the way.
I'll give it a try.
Eat, drink, play, happy hour, stained with yellow.
That's
I
not
go rinse it immediately.
It's funny though. I still. My brain is saying, yeah, I think there's a little bit of orange in there.
Yeah, especially now that I put more ginger in it. It tastes even more orange in my head. Have we got a good photo of it that's going to show just how orange this is?
I think so. Would you like to? I think.
Oh yeah,
That looks orange.
That looks like a woozle. An orange Julius.
But better.
All right, very good. Very good. Thank you again, Uncle Jack, and please send in your booze and your suggestions for how to use it. That goes for companies too. If you want us to use your product, the Sheringham company is getting all sorts of press out of this. Award-winning gin. Nobody knew about it until now. We've mentioned it.
Yeah, we're groundbreaking.
It's trending on Twitter.
Hashtag Sheringham's awesome.
It might.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I should have taken a picture of that. With my phone.
Of what?
Anything.
Oh yeah, you should take a picture of anything with your phone.
I took a picture of you.
Oh, boo! Yes.
I know. So nobody's buying that.
I'm gonna go rinse this out while you guys talk about me, because I don't think we need the turmeric stuff to mess with the next drink, which is called the Lei Aloha. What would you like?
There's another shaker, unless you want to leave the room.
Oh, there is another shaker. Okay, no, we're gonna do that.
Lei Aloha.
The Lei Aloha. Now, this is an interesting story, and by interesting I mean not terribly interesting at all. But by saying that it's an interesting story, it piqued your interest.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all ears now. I
Yeah.
can hardly wait to hear more about it.
But it is not interesting.
No?
No, but here, I'm going to say again, here's an interesting story.
Oh, really?
Now you're doubly interested.
I
right?
am.
You can't
No,
wait.
The suspense is killing me.
Exactly. You've already I've already teased the name of the drink.
Have you?
Yeah.
How?
Lei Aloha.
Oh, I thought you were just saying hello in Hawaiian.
That's right, with a French thing on the front.
Yeah.
So a French guy in Hawaii greets people. Lei Aloha.
Mm-hmm.
We have in British Columbia the BC Liquor Board,
That's right.
and they have their own stores.
Mm-hmm.
There's independent stores,
Right.
but there's also the official BC government liquor stores.
Here, here.
And that's where you want to go to get your
Oh,
products.
sure.
Don't go to these independent,
Oh,
unless you want selection. In which case they might have a slightly better selection, but you're going to pay through the nose for it.
Oh, yeah.
I will not rest until all of the independent liquor stores are ready.
That's my feeling exactly.
Right, unless they'd like to sponsor an episode.
Sure.
In which case I have nothing but glowing pros.
Oh, no,
to spill.
Legacy is the best.
That's right. The 248th liquor store at the
Oh,
other
yeah.
co-op is amazeballs, I would say.
Yeah.
But at the BC liquor stores, they sometimes have little recipe things. And this was,
That's why you pay extra money.
that's right. No, you pay less.
What?
You pay less at the government liquor store.
Plus you get free recipes.
Exactly. And if you're like pro-union,
Mm-hmm.
they're all unionized.
Sure. They make a living wage.
Exactly. Whereas you go to the independent,
Yeah. Those guys are probably on some sort of income assistance.
I can imagine so.
Yeah.
No, because of their habits. A lot of them are drug addicted.
Or drunks.
Or
They go mix a lot of cocktails in their spare time.
this was on a little pad, and I just took it. I just took it.
You sure you didn't have to pay for
I
that?
didn't pay for it, and I took really good care of it up until about a week ago when I found it under my foot in the car. And I said, well, I better use this with that.
Yeah, I think so.
And fortunately, one of the ingredients in it is gin.
That's lucky.
Yes. Now, when we use gin, we could use your Sheringham gin again
Yeah.
to make this an entire Sheringham. Oh gosh,
Sheringham.
the Sheringham's dangerous 43% alcohol gin.
It's catching up with you.
Yeah. So we could use that if you care to part with another 4 ounces of it, or we can use Tanqueray,
Mm-hmm.
which is what they use to mop the floor at most British hospitals. Unless they want to sponsor an episode.
Yeah, in which case.
Better known as a disinfectant.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that smell of pine sol?
Mhm,
Most of that is Tanqueray.
Wow.
I'm kidding, I love Tanqueray. I should have opened with that. So what do you think? Because you're the keeper of the gin.
Well, I mean, I like Tanqueray.
Yeah.
Let's do a traditional gin on this one.
Okay. So this calls for gin, which I knew we could get a hold of.
Mhm.
It calls for hibiscus syrup. Now, we're going to cheat a little bit on this, but I think it's going to work out okay.
What?
Well, sometimes people will have fancy brunches. Mostly ladies will have their fancy brunches.
Mhm.
And they'll talk about the guys. So guys, if your lady wants to have a fancy brunch, you say, no, God damn, why are you having a fancy brunch? And you're not going to any fancy brunches unless I'm going to the fancy brunch.
Oh.
And what they do there
Yeah.
is they buy these jars of hibiscus flowers and they pop them on top of their champagne
Oh, right, yes.
brunch
I've
drinks.
seen that, yeah.
And then they get a little tipsy.
Uh-huh.
And then they start telling stories about you folks, you gentlemen out there, or you ladies, if your partner happens to be also a lady. But be rest assured. See, that's the deal.
There's no stories about me.
Oh, there's stories about you. I've heard stories about you.
Nothing.
Oh, I've traveled alone with your wife in a car, so I've got stories about
It's
you.
all out there.
I got Fred stories.
Yeah?
And for $10, I'll spill all of them.
All right.
Yeah. Right now, Laura's thinking, what the hell did I say? What the hell did I say? You said stuff, Laura. You said stuff. Nothing gross. Anyway.
I don't want to do this show anymore. It took a nasty turn in episode 79.
I think you gotta blame it on that Sheridan the truth syrup, so that's what they should call that. Hibiscus syrup, I was thinking is probably what those hibiscus flowers are stored in.
Sure.
I don't know that for a fact. But I have
What do you got?
a
Oh,
bottle
it's all the way over here.
of B.G. Reynolds hibiscus grenadine.
Well, that's got to be pretty close.
Well, that's good enough. You're looking for syrup? It's got the name hibiscus in it.
Yeah.
It's made with in small batches with natural ingredients for craft cocktails, superb sodas, and everything else. In fact, it has a couple of drinks on there that we should probably try as well. Now that I have a nice tequila to use, and we also have BG Reynolds Dawn Spices #2.
Oh, do we ever?
Yes. So next episode is brought to you by BG Reynolds. You see how easy this is?
Do we follow BG Reynolds?
I don't know if we follow BG
We
Reynolds.
should.
We should.
Dave says no.
No, I don't know for sure. We may.
And speaking of BG Reynolds,
Yes.
the next ingredient is orgeat,
Ah,
which we've used before
yes, we have.
because we've debated the pronunciation of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an almond syrup. It says here orgeat or almond syrup. No, you can't.
Yeah, no. It's the same.
And you bought a brand new bottle of BG Reynolds Original Orgeat Tropical Syrup.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now what's thrown us off a little bit though is this is like an amber liquid.
Great.
And it's not terribly thick.
No.
I find that with a lot of his products.
Yeah.
Like if you're used to a really thick, goopy
Mhm.
syrup,
Yeah.
you know, like syrup,
Yeah.
you're not going to get it
Because
from
he's
him.
not using high fructose corn syrup.
That's right. I don't even know if he uses sugar. He probably does.
He probably does.
I'm kidding. A French sweetener made with almonds and natural cane sugar. So you get an almond flavor. Now I hate the, no I don't, never mind. We're going to use this
Yeah.
because you've been kind enough, in fact I should open
Yeah.
it for me.
So I had, because in the past we've used some, so like, I can't remember the name of it, the Italian syrups they use for coffees and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like Torani or...
Yeah. I think that's it. And that's what I've used in the past, but then I bought, I bought some BG Reynolds, and the last time I was at Modern Bartender,
Mhm.
I thought, what am I forgot my list. I found myself downtown unexpectedly, and so it's like, you know what happens. You get down there, it's like, oh, I need something. What is it? I don't have the list. I probably need this. And so I picked this up. I didn't need this, but it went into inventory about a month ago. So today I went to grab my my other bottle of BG Reynolds that was half full,
Right?
and it was covered with mold inside. So I guess apparently he's now gone to no preservatives.
Excellent. So that's fantastic.
So I should be making more tropical drinks at home.
Now,
That's what this is telling me.
The funny thing about syrups is that a lot of times they'll tell you to refrigerate them because of that.
And
Like-
that's where mine was.
Like your maple syrups, you should
Yes.
be refrigerating your maple syrup.
Exactly.
And it doesn't go moldy.
I just threw away half a bottle of really expensive maple syrup because it went moldy.
In the fridge?
In a different fridge, but a fridge.
Oh gosh, yeah,
I think
no.
I'm gonna, I don't know, the mold is coming to get us.
It's very funny because I have that grenadine that we've used every so once in a while, and it's very good grenadine, and it said it expired in probably 2013. But I like my friends, and
Yeah.
we're all have a very strong constitution,
Oh, sure.
except for Dave and I, who have stomach trouble. Now
Yeah.
suddenly it makes sense.
I got nothing.
No, exactly. That's hard. He's patient zero.
It's possible.
And I've refrigerated it, and it is so thick with
Yes.
with sweetener,
Mhm.
which I think is natural. I'm not sure. It'll go solid, and now you're stuck with a solid lump in the fridge. But they want you to keep it that because
Yeah.
otherwise you might get mold on it.
Right.
On a side note,
I thought we were on a side note.
yeah, I know. On an extra side note, this is a further side note. You know what?
A
Strike it.
side note.
I will get
Strike that from the
somebody.
record?
Say you were going to something. No, we're going to add it back in. But I'm not going to name any names. But you know those sort of machines that would maybe make
Pachinko?
Sure. Like so you get a slushy drink out of it.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Never look in the back of one of them slushy machines. I looked in the back of one of them slushy machines one time,
Mhm.
and it's got mold islands on those slushy machines. Kombucha is what they told me. They told me it was the mother.
Mm.
Ingredient number 4,
Oh, right.
lime juice.
Oh, thank goodness we've got more lines.
Now here's one that you're going to think, I don't have that.
Mhm.
And you're correct.
Yeah.
2 drops of orange flower water.
Mhm.
I have orange blossom water. I'm hoping that the blossom and the flower is similar enough. And it's funny, you know, when you're a cocktail person, you buy these ingredients, and then you have them for the rest of your life.
That's right. I bought some orange flower water as well. I used it for one drink, and I thought, because I needed it, because of all the drinks you're going to make with it.
Mm-hmm.
So far it's been one.
Yes.
And I used 2 drops.
I don't even remember where I bought this.
That's how...
There's no French on it, so it was probably bought in Portland when you and I were in Portland. I'm going to bet this is a Portland thing.
2013?
It could be 2013. It could be 2012.
Oh, right. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
been to Portland a lot.
Yeah. It's got, the first ingredient is propylene glycol.
Hilarious.
Really?
Chemists always find it hilarious.
Know your audience. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we should be drinking.
Really? It hasn't gone bad?
Well, no, technically it's antifreeze, but although that's ethylene glycol, propylene is.
Yeah. It's not going to kill you. Ethylene glycol will kill you. Propylene, think of it as got pro,
Oh, sure, yeah.
like golf pro.
It's got an extra carbon, so the odds of it.
Yeah?
He's not sure.
I'll,
We could be dead by the end of the
you're
podcast.
you're having it.
Well, maybe that's why you only use 2 drops.
I think that's it. Yeah, 2 drops might be okay.
So you're saying that if you were able to get a bottle of orange blossom water,
Yeah.
you would not recommend having a glass of orange blossom?
I don't.
If the first ingredient is propylene glycol?
It's probably fine.
Sure it is. Well, of course it is.
being
It's
sold.
gluten-free. Yeah, it's in there. It's gluten-free.
It says it's gluten-free and it's kosher.
Oh, sure. Sure. It's like saying kerosene is gluten-free and kosher.
Starting now. Alcohol, 45% alcohol.
Oh, then you're good.
Yeah.
If you add alcohol to anything, it's automatically better.
Orange oil, which I would imagine you'd get out of the skin of an orange, and natural flavors. And so this orange blossom water has never seen a blossom.
Oh.
But
Still,
I bought 4 fluid ounces of it, and
you've got 3.95 fluid ounces left.
yes, and we're going to use another 4 drops of it today because we're going to double the recipe.
I'm looking forward to this.
Ice cubes and a tropical flower for garnish. And this is where they get you at that brunch. They want you to put that hibiscus flower on there. We're not going to garnish this one.
No?
No, sorry.
I've got some cherries. Want to throw a cherry in it?
We could do that. That's not a
On
bad
a stick? Just a cherry. I got some different cherries this time.
These are new cherries?
Yeah.
You know you're going to get a new nickname.
What's that?
Cherries Jubilee. Partly because you're beautiful, and partly because of your excessive purchasing of cherries.
Well, I've got to have a cherry. And I've got a backup bottle as well.
A backup bottle of cherries?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, because I just can't stand not having a cherry in my cocktail. If
Really?
the recipe calls for it. If it doesn't, then I'm fine.
Well, this does not call for a cherry.
Yeah.
You're insisting on putting one in there.
Yeah,
Maybe
because
it'll make up for the lack of authentic hibiscus syrup.
That's right. Plus, these are the Chukka cherries. I've never used their product before.
Chukka cherries.
Chukka. They're out of Washington State.
Maraschino cherries.
So they say.
Avec stems. With stems. No preservatives. So it will
It'll go moldy in about 3 weeks.
No thing artificial. I say it that way because they capitalize the N and the O.
Oh, really?
Yeah. May contain cherry pits.
It's an outrage.
And it's cherries, water, sugar, vegetable and fruit concentrates, and natural flavor. But the first ingredient is propyl glycol.
Curse you.
Here's
Wanna try that?
This would be yeah, sure, why not? This would be a fun test actually with the orange blossom waters. You could put that in the freezer,
Mhm.
and if it didn't freeze,
You
you'd know how much propyl glycol was in there.
Yes,
Gonna
you
guess. It's made by the Nielsen Massey Vanillas Incorporated in Waukegan, Illinois.
Oh,
So it's okay.
At the heart of the whatever.
Well, here's a trivia question that we're going to direct to Dave to begin with.
All right.
Oh, good.
What famous comedian was from Waukegan, Illinois? Think vaudeville, radio, and later TV. Old comedian.
George Burns?
Fred Allen?
Neither, but you've got it. He was George Burns' neighbor and Fred Allen's nemesis.
Jack Benny?
Jack Benny was from Waukegan, Illinois.
Yeah.
But where is Mary from?
Mary, I don't know where Mary was from. I used to know. But he met Mary, though, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
I believe she's from Washington.
I think she is from Washington, now that you say that.
Which brings us back to the cherries.
Oh, that's right. These were made by Mary Livingston.
Really?
Yeah, the old Livingston farm
Yep.
was bought out by the Chukar family. Oh, here's where you tear it. Okay. So anyway, so if this recipe is just something that was made by the BC Liquor Board, I don't know who was behind it even. Like David Wallowidnick does a lot of the drink styling
Right.
for the Taste magazine,
Hmm.
but nobody is given credit on this. They got, as I say, gin, hibiscus syrup, orgeat or almond syrup, lime juice, and orange flower water. 3 of these things are asterisked because they're available at specialty stores. This is where the BC Liquor Board will let you down.
That's right. Why don't they have it?
They have shopped out the specialty element to specialty stores.
I'm gonna write them a letter.
Dear Premier Horgan,
Yeah.
you're awful.
I can't
Did you
get-
know that?
I can't
You
get
know how
orange,
awful
I can't
you
get
are?
orange flower water in any of your stores. Mary Livingston was born in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, the town's so nice they named it twice.
Right, in 1905.
Really? 1905.
Yeah, June 25th, so her birthday's coming up.
Yes, a cancer for those of you who keep track of such things.
Oh, look at those. Those are pretty good looking cherries.
They are. I'm gonna pre-garnish because I don't have time for post-garnishing.
So those are like the, I mean, this is somewhere in between the Luxardo maraschino cherries and the ones you buy at Safeway.
I'd hang on to this juice if it doesn't go moldy.
Let me have a sip.
I would drink it with a big half milk and half that and half vodka.
Oh, really?
There's 3 halves. You can't have that. You can't have that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so 2 ounces of gin, half an ounce of hibiscus syrup, half an ounce of orgeat or almond syrup, an ounce of lime juice, 2 drops of orange flower water. Combine all the ingredients in a cocktail shaker, shake it vigorously, strain it. This is true. Strain and pour. We're going to do a little combo because our pourer's got a strainer on it. Into a chilled coupe. These have been chilling in about 80-degree weather here, so they are ice warm. And garnish with a tropical flower if desired. We have garnished it with the special chukar cherries.
That's right.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, yes. Back to your lair, Igor.
Thank you.
So let's, a lot of your finer restaurants will use tongs,
Yeah,
but tongs are just
for sissies.
They're filthy.
Sorry.
fancy fingers.
It's unnecessarily fancy, especially for what we do.
This is the fine product Tanqueray.
The Tanqueray.
Yep, you cannot use enough of this for
Paint them.
peanut butter. We're going to get sued.
Yeah.
It's a great product.
It
Oh,
is.
It's actually,
Okay.
prior to all of the fancy gins that came on, this was probably the priciest gin on the market,
It
actually.
was, yeah.
There was Beefeater,
Mhm.
there was, what's the one that has the yellow label? Gordon's,
Right.
and then there was Bombay Sapphire,
Right.
there's a bottle right
A
there.
little step, maybe a half step above.
And then this was the top one. This is designed to look like a British fire plug. That's what the British call fire hydrants. They don't have a word for hydrant. Isn't that sad?
They had to make their own, they had to use another word that was already used for something else.
Yes.
It makes no sense at all.
This is a fact. The British have 100 words for snow,
Yeah.
but no word for love. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
No. That never happened. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's an old 80s, like a Russian thing.
Oh, is
The
it?
Russians had 100 words for snow,
Yeah.
but no word for love.
Oh, I thought maybe it was from Love Actually or something.
No, it was an actual propaganda about
Oh.
the Russians.
Oh.
I find the
Is that
Russians...
pro-Russian?
See, this is, I don't know. This is a tricky thing, because the Russians lately have been in trouble.
Oh yeah, they're into everything.
But I feel for the Russians, as Dave will attest.
Yeah, you do.
I
I'm
worry
worried.
about the general Russian public.
Oh, the populace. I'm concerned as
Yeah.
well.
I just
Now, my family grew up in Russia, or came from, or passed through Russia. I don't know. My grandfather was in Moscow during the revolution.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Was he a Bolshevik or was he a white Russian?
Probably.
Probably a white Russian because it's the name of a cocktail.
He's actually a Boy Scout, but
too young to have proper party affiliation.
that's right. Yeah. So.
But yeah, so he's in Moscow.
Yeah, and they called out the Boy Scouts to help maintain order in the streets because everybody else was shooting at each other, and so they had the Boy Scouts. Well, you guys are organized, and nobody's going to shoot you. Well, they didn't shoot my grandfather, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so he was there. They got out of there pretty quick, I guess. There's a bit of a gap I have to say.
Oh, okay.
Between the Russian Revolution and the time he was studying in Leipzig in the 30s,
Oh, all right.
studying engineering.
Wow, he sounds like a spy.
He's a little bit like a
Let's
spy.
think of a spy.
Okay.
Is this Mr. Ooms?
No, it's not his. I don't know where that name comes from. That's not his name.
But is this the guy?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Ooms. Ooms. That's fascinating.
Yeah. And then he was designing barracks for the Germans in Estonia in 41?
All right, now I'm just going to say,
Oh.
it's the wrong time to be working for the Germans.
That's what he found out.
Oh, okay.
One of the guys he was working with on the German side, either you, your family, and you should leave tonight.
Really?
Yeah, don't
Oh,
leave tonight. And so they left that night.
holy cow.
They said, tomorrow.
I will not recognize you. I will not.
Yeah, so
I will deny
bad
your
things will happen. Because he was an Estonian working for the Germans. So,
Right.
they only trusted the civilians so far. When he'd done his job, but they just didn't trust him. So he had to take off. But fortunately, the good news is there's no internet then, so he ended up being captured again by the Germans and conscripted into the German army because they didn't know he was the same guy as had been working for them in Estonia. So it worked out great for him.
Well, now this leads to a whole other story.
Sure. What?
He's a German soldier in World War II?
No, he's an Estonian soldier for the Germans.
For the Germans.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Okay.
The difference being they didn't give him a gun.
Really?
Yes, he was a clerk, because they couldn't afford to have Germans as clerks. All their Germans had to have guns.
Oh, I see. Well, this is the master race.
Yeah, so he was busy typing
Right.
somewhere. The details are foggy as you can imagine.
Foggy at best.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought all these limes, because it turns out this is a very, very lime-heavy drink.
sure, and those are very, very dry limes.
They are, but even at their dryness, they are still properly proportioned.
Oh, good.
Like maybe one time you'll get an ounce out of a half of a lime, but if you don't get an ounce out of a half a lime, you're going to get a half ounce out of a half a lime. It will always be
One or
proportional.
the other?
Yes, one or the other. This is going to be a gigantic drink.
Oh, I wish I brought the big shaker.
Yeah, today would have been the day for the big shaker, you're right. But back to worrying about the Russians. How do we get on to worrying about the Russians?
Oh,
The populace.
because the, I don't know, I'll have to wind this back later and find out.
That's all right.
We were worried about the Russians. But why were we worried about the Russians? The orange flower water. Oh, that's not it.
This calls for 4 drops, or 2 drops. I'm going to use this very tiny spoon because this does not have a dropper on it.
Oh, there we go. That's gonna do it.
Yes, that's the
That was precise.
precise antifreeze of cocktail ingredients. Literally. All right. I should be a dick and say that will be all on the website, but I'll say it one more time. 2 ounces of gin and a half ounce of hibiscus syrup, a half ounce of orgeat or almond syrup, an ounce of lime juice, 2 drops of orange flower water. Shake it up, strain it into a cocktail glass, and garnish with a tropical flower if desired, if available, if you got one. We're using a cocktail cherry from the wonderful Chuka cherries in Washington State.
Take it up.
There we go.
This is what we missed on the other one.
How did we? Oh, did we?
Because we were afraid it was going to explode all over the place.
That's a good point. Yeah.
This is a lot of liquid in here. This is 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a 4 ounce.
You know, it's kind of screwed up on you. It's because I was looking at the ingredients, and I thought, oh, it's just gin and a bunch of additives. But you've got an ounce of lime juice
Yeah.
and a half ounce of orgeat and a half ounce of hibiscus syrup. So
This is what it's supposed to look like.
yeah, let's see.
Let's see as it comes out of the container.
Once again.
Red thinks he's Austin Powers. Spy
Yes.
slash photographer.
I do actually from Austin Powers.
I'm thinking that maybe the hibiscus syrup, if you can find it,
Would be more red.
maybe a little redder.
Redder? Yeah, I go with redder.
Maybe. Big one there. Let's add all of this because
Oh yeah.
why not?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be that's a tall drink.
It is.
Oh man, don't spill that. That's just about ready to overflow.
Yeah, so I better keep that one here. I'll hand this one over to Freddie. You good? You got it?
I got it. I got the 3-point hold.
I don't think you do. You got to tilt it towards you a little
Yeah.
bit. It's a little bit towards you. All right. Oh, from a distance, it starts to look more like this. It actually is kind of an orangey color. Yes, no, it's pretty. And you know what makes it? The cocktail cherry.
Mm.
All right. I'm afraid to pick this up. I'm going to have a sip just to get it down a little bit. And then I'm going to get it down a little bit just by sipping it.
I made it. Woo. That was a close one.
He likes it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that all right?
It's tiki time.
Is it? Oh,
Yep.
I love tiki time. Of course, all the ingredients, it just makes sense.
Yes, the Lei Aloha, using the wonderful product Tanqueray Gin. Except no substitutions, except for Sheridan Seaside Gin. That is nice.
I'm gonna
Refreshing,
get- What?
ginny, but sweet. Because you got two syrups in there. You got the hibiscus syrup. In this case, we use the hibiscus grenadine. Then the orgeat syrup, and there's a ½ ounce of each of those. So you got an ounce of sweet.
I thought you were an ounce of sweet.
Right. And an ounce of lime juice, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
awfully
okay.
nice.
Oh, goodies. Oh yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, you want some more?
No.
Okay.
Let's see.
So you and I have tried it. You finished yours. Oh, you know what this tastes like?
Singapore sling?
No, it tastes like what the Taj Mahal Sunset should have tasted like.
What it looks
Yes,
Mhm.
this tastes like tang or deep orange is in this.
Mm.
I think.
Yeah.
Or either that, or I'm still looking at my leftover other one.
It's very juicy. It's like a, but it doesn't taste, with all the other stuff that's in there, the lime just supplies sort of the citrus bite, but you don't get too much of the, limes can just overpower a drink,
They can easily.
and especially with an ounce.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
I'm quite surprised that because I was a scared.
He was a scared.
I was a scared.
Uh-huh.
I thought it's going to be too much lime, and it's going to offend me.
I think the orgeat is really doing a lot. I think it's really taking the bite out of the lime, which is, I guess, what it does in most tiki drinks. This has
It's
tiki-
like McGruff the crime dog. He takes a bite out of lime.
Thanks, McGruff.
Thanks, McGruff. But it's got sort of tiki elements, but I wouldn't, at first sip, I wouldn't say, oh, this is another tiki drink.
No, unless it was in a tiki-shaped
And
mug.
then you would immediately think it was a tiki drink.
First and foremost,
First impression.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's a tangy. I don't know. It wouldn't be a tiki drink.
No, it could be. It has all the elements.
You know why it's not a tiki drink? Because it's not done in a little zappy blender with a lot of ice.
And there's no rum.
And there's no rum. But there are a few tiki drinks that have gin.
Or if you're the suffering bastard.
What did you call me?
You son of a bitch.
A long suffering bastard.
That's not what he called me at all. That is called the switcheroo.
Oh, I love the switcheroo.
Oh, sure. What about the switcheroo? I like this. I like the Lei Aloha. Aloha. Lei Aloha.
Oh,
So now I wish that I'd taken even better care of this because I've had it for a while, thinking that we were going to do it on the show, and now it's all beat up, and then now it's got some turmeric or something on it. But I kind of want to hang on to that.
Yeah.
If only there was some way to record
Or take a picture.
or take a picture.
Yeah.
of this.
without having some sort of a, dark room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know like I'm gonna have to find a guy with a tripod,
Yeah.
a huge black box camera,
Mhm. Yep.
The sheet over his
sheet
head.
over his
You have to
head.
have southern exposure so you get the proper light.
Right,
Oh.
and I'm gonna have to stand there holding this for what, 15 minutes?
About that, yeah.
Slowly connect this.
Until it etches onto the glass.
Yeah. What a pain in the ass.
Now what if he had like a tray full of explosive
Yes, magnesium powder?
magnesium powder?
Sure, that's good as long as you don't set the place on fire. But
Right.
it should go, it's very quick. It's almost heatless.
Do you think you could put some magnesium powder into the orange blossom water with the glycol
Oh yeah.
propylate?
It would probably explode.
So yeah, I think you're right. Okay, you're
There's a
right.
lot. I was just looking at, and looking on my app here, there's 28 tiki drinks with gin in them.
Mm.
So, there's a bunch.
Do any of them have hibiscus syrup?
I bet some of them do.
Because in that case, this is a clearly plagiarized drink, and the BC Liquor Board is pushing somebody else's drink without giving them the proper credit.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one.
That's okay. You could type in hibiscus as a search thing
I could.
and see if it comes out. I bet it doesn't.
Nothing comes up.
No. So, this is all brand new,
Yeah.
and it's a very good drink.
This is
And I
good.
would order this drink again. I would order this drink again before I got the Taj Mahal Sunset.
I would. I'd order this. I probably order it twice in one night.
I think
That's my first and third drink.
yes. Now, I almost kind of wish that we'd used the Sheringham gin in it.
Mm.
Partly just to see if it tasted any different, and partly for that extra 3% of the alcohol.
Right.
Now, it's up to Dave to make sure we get home safely, right? We can't get his house. He's not drinking.
No.
Uh,
Well, fortunately,
Hire the bus.
he's got guest rooms.
He does.
So over in the East Wing.
Now he's doing a stately coin manner.
That's right. This is very tasty.
This is very tasty.
So if you're making this at home,
Yes?
really the bugger to get are really it's the two, the hibiscus syrup and the orange flower water. You really got to go to some bar place,
Maybe.
the specialty food store in some town.
I did try to find hibiscus syrup, and I'm only thinking that I'm right about this. I do this brunch idea. But am I right? They have these flowers
Yeah.
stored in a syrup, and you take the flowers out and you put them on your drink.
Yeah, so I've seen that. They've got that down at
Well Seasoned?
Well Seasoned.
Okay, so if you have a local gourmet store,
Mm-hmm.
you can get hibiscus.
Yeah, and I think that place would also have the orange flower water as well.
Yeah, and as I said, this could have been Portland, but it's also the sort of strange thing you would find in, I shouldn't say strange, that's culturally insensitive. Strike that from the record. But I would say that your Middle Eastern / Mediterranean stores would have this.
Mhm.
If you have a place that's run by Moroccans
Mm-hmm.
or anybody from Northern Africa, that Mediterranean kind of deal.
Right.
Even a Middle East store
Mhm.
would maybe have orange flower water.
Yeah, I got my gourmet warehouse, which is not Middle Eastern, but they've got a lot of stuff there.
That's right, again, a gourmet store. Well, you know, I've maligned the BC Liquor Store by saying available in specialty stores, but these all qualify as specialty stores.
They
They
already
do.
Orange
But,
flower water.
But if you can get it together enough to go downtown and find that fancy store that you don't want to buy. You don't go and buy the $7 chocolate bar. It's going to be great, but take that $7, triple it, and buy yourself some hibiscus syrup.
Exactly. Or
Mhm.
take that $7,
Mhm.
triple it, put it in an envelope addressed the Gentleman of Elegant Leisure.
Oh, sure.
We have an address on our website you can send that to.
Do we?
And you have sponsored a show. As
Do we
easily
have a mailing address?
We have a mailing address, don't we?
I think that was my address.
I think it's your address. And if you want to meet Dave Coyne in person, that's the
Yeah, drive over.
Drive over, hand it to me.
Dave's here quite often.
Yeah.
He, runs a successful, a thriving business on the
Not this.
He's up on the executive offices though.
He has a cottage industry where Dave actually makes birdhouses.
I thought he made cottages.
That look like cottages.
Yes.
Birdhouse cottages.
Yes, I'm sorry, I should have, the full title is It's a Sparrow Cottage Industry.
Yeah.
Oh, that 43%. On top of the second cocktail. I tell you, this is pretty
It
amazing.
warms the cockles of your heart.
Oh, it warms the cockles of the guy sitting next to me. They're so good.
Now,
What?
nothing. It's 2019, do whatever the hell you want to do. If you let your other drink sit,
Yeah, it's
the turmeric has not dissolved.
no, it just sits. It goes to the bottom.
Yeah, like a hot chocolate.
Mm.
Hot chocolate is another great example. It doesn't dissolve. You got to keep it moving.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you just spill in your lap?
No, it's okay. It's on Dave's floor.
Here, we're gonna have to put down like tarps when we come in here from now on. We're gonna have to do this room up.
This is what happens when we do our regular 2 cocktails
Mhm.
and split it 2 ways instead of 3 ways.
That's right, and then Dave doesn't have any.
Yeah.
He just sits there like smugly.
Dave says, "You drunks."
That's right. Why didn't you just do the one? Because it would have looked foolish in the glass.
Oh, sure. But I've gone back to number 1. I don't remember the name of it.
Taj Mahal Sunset.
Thanks, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
It's still pretty good.
It is still very good. With that added ginger, too. Don't forget that's in
true.
there.
Yeah, a little boost on the ginger.
But the ice is melted in it now, which would be tempted, or which would water it down, but it's still quite fine.
Yeah, it's still pretty flavorful.
These are two good drinks.
Yeah.
But I think my winner is the Lei Aloha.
It's hard to beat. Yeah.
It's a good one.
And this is the beauty, oh sorry, go on.
I was just thinking, if David got a full-size drink, he could have given it to his lovely taste tester,
Yes.
and then she would have also given a thumbs up, I'm sure.
She's got report cards.
I
Tipsy.
think it would only help.
Well, or she could be a mean drunk and it could actually, your grades could actually
Right.
fall.
It's okay.
D minus, D minus, D
Not-
minus.
Not my grades.
That's the little kid that swore.
Yeah,
He gets
well,
a D minus.
That's what he deserves.
Exactly, you're right. Oh. Fred, you should be a teacher.
Oh, yeah, I'd shove those bastards.
You ever think about going into teaching?
Sure, yeah, no.
When you were a younger
I'd
man?
shove those bastards.
You could be your chemist teacher.
I'd be a principal by now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Management.
I'd be in management, working 80 hours a week.
Yep.
Pulling in the high 70s.
Sure. Called in for the special sex ed talk, stuff like that. You'd be great
Yeah.
at that.
The really
You
angry.
told Dave and I, you got us through it.
Oh yeah, no, you guys.
I still don't understand how it works. but,
Well,
you know,
The whole thing is.
fraught with
It's,
difficulties.
I'm just gonna we'll order more bagels and hot dogs. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah, like it seems the more you drink, the better it should be, and yet it doesn't work that way.
Well, okay, I know. No, that's not how it's supposed to work.
I know, but
It's the more they drink.
ugh.
You're not supposed to drink anything.
Jeez.
What do they call gin? Panty remover?
That's right. But in this Me Too.
Oh yes, of course. Not
You're-
anymore.
It's not
Not
panty
anymore.
remover, it's panty complementer.
Yes. It's quite compliments your panty. That's gin. I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
No way.
Whatever.
No way out. No way out.
That's right. Starting
This-
now, welcome to the Gentleman of
I'm pretty
Elegant.
sure. Episode 79.
Brought to you by Jack Enright. Ask for him by name.
Accept no substitute.
Except no substitute. Particularly if it's a teacher that's trying to teach you sex education.
Yikes.
See how I brought it all together?
Thanks. But Sheringham gin. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
They can stand head and shoulders with the best of them.
Yes. Very good. Very, very good.
Oh, they do a good job. And who else did a good job? You did a good job?
I did an okay job. I got a little rambly, but then, you know, I've been drinking.
I give this 8.5 out of 10.
This episode?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wow.
I hope you go and review our show.
On Rotten Tomatoes. Go to RottenTomatoes.com. Please give us the big thumbs up or stars or whatever.
Whatever.
Tomatoes.
Whatever the bad one is.
You get tomatoes? Is that how it works?
I don't know.
Are they rotten tomatoes? So the more rotten tomatoes you get, the worse you are?
I don't know. You know what they should do is they should go to most of your your podcast sites will have a rating system on there.
Yeah, you could rate us.
Just give it a good rating.
Yeah, throw in some comments, stuff we could do better. I don't see that we would make much of an effort, but you never know. Maybe the sound quality is bad.
Yeah, maybe.
I know I do a lot of lip smacking.
Really, you've been told this?
I've listened to most of our podcasts.
Is that what Laura talked to you about in the car?
Yeah.
Fred's lip smacking?
Well,
You
whenever
guys are nuts.
if I'm at a buffet,
Oh yeah.
forget about it.
Yeah. Oh, my bribery fee has gone down now.
Yeah.
For $8.
See?
I won't now spill the rest
There you
of
go.
Fred's secrets.
Mm.
Or Laura's secrets.
That's Radiohead did the same thing.
Radiohead?
Yeah, somebody stole some music off one of Tom York's discs and threatened to release it all if they didn't pay him $150,000. So Radiohead said, "Well, screw you, we're going to release it." And so that's what they did. So you can get it for 18 pounds.
Wow.
That's what British call dollars.
Right. Pounds.
Yeah, so
It's
they
like the same thing.
taste of their own medicines.
Yeah.
Ransom.
Well, that's what you got to do. That's what Dave Letterman did. He came right out.
Mhm.
He said, people are accusing me of this, or guys are accusing me of this.
Mhm.
I did it.
I
There
did
you
it.
go.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. He's still working.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
still working. The guy's still in jail.
Yeah.
Tried to extort him.
Booyah!
Booyah!
Or bazinga.
Bazinga!
Are you watching season 2 of David Letterman's Netflix?
Yes, have you watched any of
I
this?
have not.
Oh,
What's he doing?
well, you know, you don't have the Netflix. Netflix. That's the one thing that you will not splurge on.
Well,
You're a
I
funny
will, but
guy.
I've already splurged on Prime.
I know, but it's another $10, and you're Johnny Splurge.
I just bought extra orgeat.
Yes, that's true, but you're still Johnny Splurge.
I know.
I'm Cheapy McCheaps a bunch, and so is Dave sometimes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Johnny McNo-Time.
Right.
Yeah.
What kinds of the diagnosis?
Yes!
Johnny No Time?
Sorry, dear.
Yeah.
Spoiler
I
alert.
mean for you to find out this way.
We're having a guest on the show because, so on Netflix, David Letterman has a show called My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
I think so. That's what it's called.
Does he still have a beard?
He does still have a beard.
I'm not going to watch it.
And half of me admires Dave's beard, and the other half says, okay,
I get it.
come on.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. We've
That's
seen
fine.
what it looks like.
I'm not going to do it.
Have a little beard.
Exactly.
A goatee.
Yeah.
Sure.
I get the idea of no maintenance, but he's still maintaining that beard. Otherwise, it would be down to his knees.
Well, that's it. So,
Right.
at first, for the first 6 months, it's like, oh, I don't have to shave. Oh, great.
Yeah.
And then after a
It's
while,
like what you do.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
you haven't shaved because you're on
by the
vacation.
time it's onto your belly button, you got to start shaving.
Yeah.
And then you might as well be shaving it right off.
If you're shaving at all,
Yes.
then you're shaving.
Yeah.
Anyway, he did the first season, which had who? Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm. That little girl that got shot and
Yes.
became famous.
Malia.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, the poor little Afghani girl. Wasn't she Afghanistan?
Afghanistan.
She wants. Now that was a rough one because she wants children and girls, particularly, to learn stuff, and Dave wants to sometimes crack wise. These are not necessarily.
They don't-
This is
They
not
don't
a
really
zipper.
gel.
Yeah. Don't intersect.
Yes. Yeah. I think if you get shot in the face, your sense of humor is the first.
You might want to check the George Clooney episode for more
The
laughs.
George Clooney one. Who else was on that first season?
Oh man.
Isn't that funny?
It's hard for Dave because he hasn't watched any of it.
Yeah, no.
No, the first season.
First
you watched.
season.
Oh, you
I
watched
watched
the second one.
Isn't that funny? I can't think who the hell else was on the first season. Barack Obama, Malia, George Clooney, and like 3 other people who unfortunately have fallen by the wayside.
Oh yeah, the history will forget them.
Yeah. Second season,
Yeah.
Ellen DeGeneres,
Good for you.
who's very good,
Yes.
and it's a little dark at times.
Oh.
Yeah, she goes there.
Oh, good.
She had a rough time.
Sure. I can see that.
Kanye West, and I was worried about the Kanye West one
Because he's insane.
because
I'm
he's
already-
insane,
Yeah.
or at least I perceive him to be insane.
Right.
And I believe he has he's bipolar or something.
Mhm.
And so depending on what century.
Okay, now you made me look insensitive. I didn't know that. I just thought he was just lipping off.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. No, but I think he's got some
okay.
issues. Now I don't know if that necessarily leads to his political leanings
Mhm.
or his behavior politically of late.
Right.
And Dave addresses that in a very sensitive way, which is great.
For Dave.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Because he's more earnest and serious
Yes, because these are people that he really wants to talk to.
now.
Right.
So I watched those 2. I watched Ellen because I wanted to,
Mhm.
and I watched Kanye because I was afraid and I wanted to get it out of the way.
Good for you.
And it was enlightening. If you have a problem with Kanye West,
I do.
it's probably worth just watching.
Have you
this.
changed your opinion about Kanye West?
Well, I'm not going to say I'm a Kanye fan, but even if Kanye was perfect, I like Dean Martin. So
Yeah, exactly.
Shooting uphill against
How far
Martin.
can you go?
Yeah. Then Tiffany Haddish will be on there.
Oh, I like Tiffany
I have no
Haddish.
idea what that is.
She is I think her story would be interesting. She is a funny actress, a woman of color, but I think she sort of came into comedy and acting kind of out of a bad situation, I think. I haven't watched it. But for some reason I think that she was like launched to her fame right now. And that's why she's able to comment on it and be so loose and free about it because she was like, I was just doing this to be crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know the connection. So that's why you should watch that one.
Okay.
And then Bill Gates' wife, Mrs.
Melinda.
Gates, Melinda Gates.
Whoa.
And a 5th person.
We haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen any of these, and that's why I cannot tell you. I've only
Well,
watched the first 2.
Fair enough. I'll cut you some slack because you haven't seen those.
I'm going to wear some slacks, because I haven't seen The slack is gone. You crossed me out, Les. So you haven't watched any of them?
I haven't watched any of them.
Oh. Watch them.
I've watched both 2 seasons of Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, because you're splurging for the Prime.
Yeah.
But we're not splurging for the Prime.
Oh,
and so you're on your own.
Mrs. Maisel. Right. Well, when it finally makes it to YouTube,
We've heard about Mrs. Maisel.
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea of Mrs. Maisel.
it's as good as you think.
Fantastic.
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub. I have a problem with Tony Shalhoub.
Well, then you won't like it.
You know who else was on it? I think is Lois Griffin. What's the actress
Yes.
who does Lois Griffin?
Yes.
What's her name?
Well, now that you said it, now I
Yeah. Damn it. Anyway, she's great.
No,
She's
she
great.
won.
I like her.
She won an Emmy for doing it. So,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Maybe you can get her name so that we don't seem like.
Wow. So maybe Seth MacFarlane would be happy that somebody actually won an Emmy who's associated with Family Guy.
Yeah.
Because that's his big complaint is the show's been on for like 20 years. It's never been nominated for any Emmys.
Oh.
I can't say it. Emmy.
And the money isn't any kind of compensation.
Well,
for it
He's
at all?
done okay for
He's
himself.
done okay money-wise. But
You
yeah,
got a
it's
star on
not-
the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, really?
Poor,
Good
poor
old
little
Seth.
fella.
It's very good. If you ever see his acceptance speech for that, it's great.
This is what she really looks like.
Yeah.
we know
But
her.
what's her name?
We know her.
Oh,
She's great. She's from Mad
no.
TV, and she went on to amazing things, and we love her.
Alex Borstein.
Alex
Borstein.
And she does not look like that on Mrs. Maisel.
No,
No.
she's a little bit shorter haired and had it up.
Yeah. Peter! He does not do that. If you're looking for that,
No, you gotta go to Family Guy.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane's the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes.
Yes. Because he says, among other things, how great it is to be immortalized here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame with such other well-known people as Donald Trump and Bill Cosby. Their honor. It wasn't easy to get there, and so it's a long, hard journey. He said you wouldn't believe the traffic on Sepulveda was awful.
yeah, a lot of it involves paying the money.
That's true.
Mhm.
But you still
I
have to
think
be famous.
you have to,
That's the bugger.
you have to get over the hump.
You gotta get over the hump, and then you can get in. You can, and I don't think people want it necessarily. I think it's the manager or
Their
other people.
publicist and their manager say, yeah, you really ought to do that.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
if,
it's
if
funny.
you want it, this is the year.
Yeah.
Because next year it might be too late. Next year you might have to wait another 20 years.
Yes, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you can tell how wacky it is by who gets it. It's something like
Weird Al Yankovic. I saw him. I didn't see him, but I was watching YouTube where he got it.
right. I think
But
Mark
they have-
Hamill got it like a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, Paul McCartney didn't get one till after we got it.
Oh, there you
I
go.
think so. Yeah.
Did he show up for the?
Yes.
Oh, they show up because they're paying the money.
I guess so. It's
So
so
they're
funny because it's just on a sidewalk, like the worst part of Hollywood Boulevard.
Some of them are,
But some of them aren't.
but people walk up and down.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
look
look
at
at
They
them.
look at them. I mean, we've walked up and down and we said, oh, there's a. Laura and I, of course, we're looking at people from the 40s.
Yeah. Because
Has it been going that long though, or did they start it in the early '80s and they got people from the '40s? I forget when they started the Hollywood Walk
Now
of
you
Fame.
asked a question that we don't know the answer to.
That's my sort of my hallmark.
Now I'm gonna look it up.
We gotta
on
look
the
it up.
internet.
Well, you looked up Alex Borstein
All right.
because I forget what we were actually talking about prior to that. There was something we were actually talking about.
Oh, we're talking about Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dave Letterman.
and Miss Maisel,
Mm-hmm.
and Tony Shalhoub. Here, this is my problem.
Okay,
with
now
Tony Shalhoub.
give us the Tony Shalhoub diatribe.
And now it's not a diatribe. I love Tony Shalhoub.
Do
Tony
you?
Shalhoub won countless Emmys. Well, not
Mhm.
countless. There's probably
You
5.
could count them.
You could count. You could easily count them.
The
From
big Monk. Yeah, you're a big Monk fan.
I didn't watch Monk.
Oh.
What was his deal? What was he? OCD?
It was OCD.
Yeah, I watched the first couple of seasons, and then once it got popular, it moved to somewhere else, and I couldn't find it again.
Is he a detective?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
An actual detective? Like a police detective?
Yeah,
or a private
but he's on. No. Well, he's sort of like a consultant. He was a former police officer, detective. I think his wife got murdered or died, and then he had to go on leave, but he still consulted. So he's sort of private, but still associated with the police force. Anyways, Tony Shalhoub.
Here's my problem with Tony Shalhoub.
All right.
And it's unfair. I'm going to go on record saying it's unfair. It's the same problem I have with Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
That poor guy's barely gotten any work.
But he does get good work. He was on Divorce with Mary Tyler Moore. What was her name? Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, he does,
Somebody 3 names.
he does all right. He
Yeah.
does all right.
Charles Nelson Riley and him were in Divorce. But they were all on Wings. And I can't shake in my mind that they... No, I'm not saying Wings was a bad show. but it's the supporting character on a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like if Larry Linville won an Oscar. I'm just like, I can't buy Larry Linville as anything but.
Well, how
Frank
did
Burns.
Frank Burns.
That's how you start.
I know, I'm saying it's my problem. Tony Shalhoub is great.
I'm gonna
Tony
kick the
Shalhoub is.
shit out of you on the sidewalk later.
Yeah, you probably should.
They'll teach you a lesson.
Thomas Hayden Church is in Divorce, but he was also in Sideways
Mhm.
and stuff. Thomas Hayden Church knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Tony Shalhoub knows what he's doing.
Mhm.
But Tony Shalhoub is the mechanic on Wings, and Thomas Hayden Church, I don't even know what the hell he was on Wings. I just know he was on Wings.
No,
I think,
Tony-
I think it was himself.
No, Thomas Hayden Church was the mechanic. Tony
Oh.
Shalhoub ran one of the stands in the
In the airport.
like
I-
a hot dog stand, the
can't
restaurant. You know,
Get beyond that, and it's my problem. I fully admit
have you
it's
thought
my-
about seeing somebody about this?
No, I can't afford that. I'm paying if I get Netflix.
Well, you can
I
see
pay for
me.
Netflix.
Can you see me?
Barely. I've got old contacts.
Me too.
Trying
I'm
out.
going to see somebody on Friday about them.
But it's so funny, especially when you think of that on Wings,
Mhm.
and then you got those other guys on there, Daly and
Yeah,
Weberger.
poor Tim Daly. I mean, he's stuck doing Madam Secretary.
Mm.
Is he on Madam Secretary?
Yeah, he's the
Poor
husband of
poor schlub. He can barely make ends meet.
Well, here's the
Because
thing.
he's a secondary character.
Tia Leone, I enjoyed her
Yeah.
back on
whatever her show was.
the old show where she
Yeah.
was like the hooker that made good and hung out with the guy in Loft.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, this is her first big deal as far as I'm
Seems
concerned.
unlikely.
Then she married David Duchovny and the whole went down.
Oh, that's right, because he's a sex addict.
He's not really a sex addict.
Really?
No?
No, I think that's television.
Was that? It was his character.
I think that might have been his character.
I had Californication. Yeah, I think
Maybe.
he was a
No,
sex
there
addict.
was a problem. I think he's a sex addict.
I don't think so.
Oh, now we gotta go Google that. But there was a problem that
He didn't like the rain in Vancouver. Actually, he didn't mind the rain. That was his joke because he thought he was from here,
Mhm.
but he really just wanted to be with his family. Weirdo.
That's right, Tia Leone, who
Yeah.
was later disposed of because of his sex addiction.
I don't.
No, there's something. There was some reason.
Yeah, I think Jason's right. I think there was a
Really?
real life. Yeah.
Yeah, something went wrong there. And I think he's got a
Well,
sex addiction.
He might have had a hangnail. I don't know.
It's a sex. And I think the problem is when you have a sex addiction,
Yeah.
not with your wife.
Oh,
That's a problem.
Yeah.
oh,
If you're addicted to sex with Tiger Woods' wife,
yeah.
you've got a problem.
I think you do. He's got a temper.
Who? David Duchovny?
No, Tiger Woods.
Oh.
And he's got access to all those golf clubs.
You know what?
What?
I'm not even gonna. Screw you, Tiger Woods.
What?
I don't know.
That's what his ex-wife said.
That's. Tiger Woods has always rubbed me the wrong way.
I see.
Yeah.
You want to go on? You gave that Tony Shalhoub out of the way. Okay, Tiger Woods up on that.
I have no issues with either of these guys.
Tony Shalhoub, I think, is great.
Yeah.
I just can't get past the thing.
Mm.
It's like I don't. Gary Berghoff is probably fine, but I don't want to see the Gary Berghoff show.
Well, to be fair, I don't think he's doing much.
No one wanted to see Hello Larry.
Nobody wanted to see
Hello
him.
Larry
It
went.
should have. It was
The Plain Stevenson.
It was a great show.
What happened to the guy that played the Larry Dallas there on Three's Company?
Yeah, no, I think he got into real estate.
He should have,
Oh, Richard Klein.
Richard Klein.
Yeah, not nowhere.
Wow.
He went
Richard
nowhere.
Klein was fantastic. I don't want to see Richard Klein on
I don't want him still in my.
president.
I don't want him still in my house either.
Oh, you don't even want that.
No.
Oh, sorry, Richard.
That's his career.
Well,
So that's it, but it's, as I say, it's my problem.
Okay.
I don't want to see a gopher from the Love Boat as a senator. Oh, wait a second.
No.
That's a bad example.
Yeah, I guess.
I do want to see Fred Grant. Is he still a senator?
no, he was a congressman.
Oh, he's a congressman?
He was.
Oh,
I think
not
he was-
anymore?
No.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he did it for about 20 years, so I think he's tired.
Yes.
You know, it's, I don't know if you're aware of the year. It's almost
I'm vintage 1969.
okay. It's after that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
79,
Sure.
when I'm 10. I know everything.
You're about 10. Yeah.
89 when I'm 20.
Uh-huh.
I've already made my decisions about Tony Shalhoub.
no, everything was set in stone by 89.
Tia Leone,
Yep.
who's great, but I loved her on that show.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
That she didn't do.
she did do
Are
it.
you sure?
Yeah, I watched it. And it was syndicated. It was weird.
Am I gonna?
Okay, find it out.
Good
find
thing
out.
we've got
It
internet.
had like a Talking Heads song as the theme. And I can see my house from here, and I feel like I'm
Is that?
feel like I'm walking on air. Is that a Talking Heads song?
Is
I
that
didn't recognize
hardly
it, no.
working? Barely working? Is that?
Barely working, sure. Working hard. Working for a living. 9 to 5.
Working girls?
It's one of those,
Girl?
yeah.
Here's my problem with Lily Tomlin.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's too
Oh.
old to play a 9-year-old. Is that what you're saying?
There's a strange laugh-in special
Mhm.
on Netflix. Have you seen that? You got that through there?
How could there be a strange laughing special? There's nobody left.
It's very strange, this laugh-in special. I watched it. It's only an hour long, but you hear them talking on it about how long it took to do it. So it seems like they shot it like all day.
Yeah, I can
somewhere.
see that.
Yeah.
Because it was like 3 million edits. in that
Yeah,
show.
so that's what it's like. So it's
Yeah,
full
really?
of people.
Well, yeah, it was
So
just
it's-
bang, 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 bang. You switch back of cameras and.
But why did you only do it? Why is it only an hour special? Why isn't it even a 2-hour
Yeah, I
special?
don't know.
But it's got all sorts of great people on it now and then.
X-Files? Is that what you're thinking?
Pre-X-Files is Tia Leone. It's like
The Naked Truth?
pre-Naked Truth.
Bad Boys?
Pre-Bad Boys.
Frasier. You're thinking of Frasier.
No, it's before Frasier. It's a long time ago. She's very young.
A League of Their Own?
Is she in a league of their own?
It says she's in the League of Their Own.
No crying in baseball.
There's no hookers in the League of Their Own.
It's TV.
She did Santa Barbara, which I'm surprised because I watched Santa Barbara as a young adult.
Oh,
Next guy up the
God.
show.
Switched. She played Dream Girl in Switched.
What year is Switched?
1991.
No, it's before that.
There's nothing before that.
Oh, well, then it's after that.
Oh, that's what you mean.
What did she do in
You
'92?
mean the Counterfeit Contessa?
No. it was-
Flying Blind?
Flying Blind is the show.
Not a real show.
Flying Blind.
A short-lived Fox sitcom
Yes.
featuring Neil, a shy, repressed guy, who meets the girl of his dreams, Alicia, who's gorgeous and wild. Amazingly, they begin to date, and the striking contrast between their personalities provides basis for comedic tension. Neil's embarrassed family and Alicia's crazy roommates and friends play supporting roles, also known as the Big Bang Theory.
What?
What?
Doesn't say that.
That doesn't say.
You threw that in there. You're a
Oh,
lousy,
you're good.
lousy comedy writer. Now go to that site, because I want to know who did the theme song. I can see your house from here, and I feel like I'm walking on air, something like that.
Oh, this is awesome radio.
That doesn't sound like Talking Heads.
No, it's as soon as I said it, it sounds like somebody else.
Walking on Sunshine?
Walking on sunshine. But anyway, it was a neat show, and obviously you can tell the appeal. Here's your psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
Some sort of shy loner. Yeah,
Are-
hooks up
is that
with
you?
some hot babe,
Oh, that
and
is
it
you.
works out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's,
likely.
that's definitely you.
What year was that?
David Byrne, composer.
David
Music.
Byrne.
Okay, so
So I-
it was
Let me
the
give it a
pivotal
top.
figure in Talking Heads.
Exactly.
Yeah, so not the Talking Heads, just David
Just-
Byrne wrote the music and some studio musicians banged it out.
No, because when I talked to Mike about it, our dead friend Mike Roberts,
I'd like to question him about this.
oh, we'd all like to question him about this. This would be friend if we could. This would be friend. This would be great if we could bring our dead friend Mike Roberts back.
Yeah.
But he would take over this whole thing.
That'd be his
It
show.
should be his
We'd
show.
all have to
In
quit.
fact, I talk a lot on this show. Forget about it.
Yeah.
That guy,
Oh yeah.
Motormouth.
So what did he have to say about it?
I don't remember,
Oh.
but I remember trying to get him to watch it because I said, "You got to watch this show.
Mhm.
It's got this hot girl on it
Mhm.
and some nebbish,
Right.
and it strikes the very core of my being.
Right up his alley.
And it's got this theme, and he probably said, "That's David Byrne," and I
Yeah.
went, "There you go. Yeah, why not watch that?"
All right. Well, let's all watch that show we just talked about.
Flying Blind.
Mm.
This show is brought to you by Flying
Flight
Blind.
Blind. Now
And
it's
Jack Enright.
Now
And
it's
Jack Enright.
syndication.
And
Sheringham.
Distillery, and Michter's, and Tanqueray.
Everybody. Chucker Cherries.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
If anything-
B.G. Reynolds.
You know who we could get to sponsor this? If you were to go down there and sweet talk them, because you have the gift of the gab.
David Wallowitnik.
No, well, yeah, maybe. But the well-seasoned people. Why would they not throw some ingredients our
The
way?
who?
The well-seasoned people.
I'd have to go and see if they have the ingredients that we want.
Well, so far they have. We've used them for all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
The Starry
Stories.
Store in Langley.
Yeah. Can they ship internationally? What about our Uganda fans?
I think they
of course
ship-
they can ship
I
it.
think they can ship to New Zealand.
Because they're not shipping booze.
No.
They're just ingredients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a multinational corporation.
Well, it's just
Fox News or.
just that some people may feel left out because they don't live in Langley and they can't go to the.
Well, they should feel left out if they don't live.
Oh yeah, because Langley is like paradise on earth.
Oh, yeah.
There should be a flashing light that says sarcasm. Langley, the best place to be.
There's a brown social house.
Langley, one of two Langleys.
There's one here
that's true.
and one just across the border.
That's right.
Or surrounding the original one.
One across, yes, except for the one border that it shares with Surrey.
Yeah.
And that should also have the same. Come to Surrey. It's big.
Bigger than Iceland.
Bigger, what, population-wise?
Yes. The city of Surrey has more people in it than the country of Iceland.
Right,
Yeah. I'd rather go to Iceland.
exactly.
It's nice in Iceland.
Iceland, I mean,
The trees don't get in the way of the view because there are no trees.
Oh, speaking of Iceland,
Oh,
if you
yes.
want to watch a good TV series, it's not a comedy, it's your series.
because it's in
Mirth,
Iceland.
but it's like
Yeah.
a crime drama. It's from Iceland and it's called Trapped. It's on Netflix. It is not on Prime. Well, it could be on Prime, but I don't have it.
I've seen it. I've gone through all the stuff on Prime.
But yeah, check it
Search
out.
for the Netflix. The first month is free. And you cancel it.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, that's what they told me about Prime
Oh, you're
13
right.
months
Prime.
ago.
You don't need Prime anymore.
I haven't watched the third season.
They don't pay their taxes, Amazon.
Well, they don't pay their American taxes. I'm sure they pay all the
Oh,
Canadian
yeah,
taxes.
sure. Pay the GST. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you want to get your Netflix on there.
It's the original.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched all of Men in the High Castle yet. Third season.
Oh, we don't even know what the hell that is.
Well, my car is in it.
Sure you
I'm in episode 1, first scene. Crane shot.
Really?
See my car driving away. And, 30 other cars.
But yours in there.
Mine's in
All
there.
right, well, put that on the website.
That's.
We'll tag that onto the end of the,
All right.
the YouTube clip so
I'll-
people can see your car driving
See if
away.
I can somehow do a screen grab.
This is far too late in the show, but I want to give a shout out to my friend Eddie, who
Yeah.
watches all of the YouTube clips. Eddie!
Hanging into the end.
That's
Yes.
right, I hope he's hanging into the
You
end.
you don't have a friend named Eddie. This is
I
the
do
first
have a-
First I've heard of Eddie. He's like up there with Maurice.
Eddie is my oldest friend.
No, I don't think so.
And I say that, and I don't mean to embarrass him.
But I would have heard of Eddie before now.
You've heard of Eddie. You'd have
I've
to
heard
have,
of him.
because you're my second oldest
You're-
friend, and you don't got the cognitive
What?
on.
You just haven't met Eddie, probably.
I haven't met Eddie. Never. This is the
I
first
haven't met Eddie either,
This
but
is
I
the
know he
first-
exists.
mention of the name
Because
Eddie.
he-
My buddy Eddie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever.
He loves the YouTube
You
stuff.
see the guy with the
He'll-
tow truck?
He'll leave a, what?
He's the guy with the tow
No,
truck?
he had no tow truck. He was a mailman.
Yeah.
And a cartoonist.
I don't.
Not at the same time.
This is not a.
Or was
I
it?
think he was at the same time.
Wow.
And a recording artist.
No, you're just
Oh,
making
that's
stuff
right. I
up.
forgot he was I forgot the name of his band.
He was in Harry and the Days Off,
Yeah.
which is a very posty name.
Yeah.
And he was also in the Midriffs.
Yeah. So check out Eddie.
How's his midriff?
Exactly what you'd expect.
Ugh.
He's my oldest friend,
Oh,
chronologically.
that does not speak well for his midriff.
You think you're old?
I do.
Oh, he's older than Fred.
He's older than Fred.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is old.
That sounds weird.
Yes.
But we love you, Eddie. Thanks for.
So even though I've
Liking
known
us
you
on-
longer than
Yeah.
Eddie is my oldest friend.
Why am I just hearing about Eddie today?
You're delusional.
You've had too much to drink.
I don't know.
I'm gonna put the
Define
coffee
too
on.
much. Is 4 ounces really too much?
If I could get Eddie to cross Fraser Street,
If you could.
we'd have him on the show.
He'd disappear.
He's downtown Vancouver.
He would, as soon as
He's
he, crosses,
Vancouver to his core.
as soon as he crosses Fraser Street, he evaporates.
We might have to take the show to him.
Exactly. We would have to take the show to Eddie.
I'm in. But I think the, not the Haunted Mansion, the cocktail, that's on Fraser Street. The,
Shameful Tiki?
no, the other place.
Oh, the scary one.
The scary one.
Yeah, I think it's on Fraser Street.
Yeah.
Is it on the east side or the west side?
Well, it's on the east side. He can't
You
go.
can't cross Fraser Street.
No.
You've got to be on the west side. That's the deal, right, Eddie?
Oh.
There's no arguing the physics.
But I bet when Eddie goes out to drink.
Oh, Eddie does go out to drink. He's
Does
a
I'm
big
sure.
drinker.
Yeah.
But even if he didn't drink,
No. Yeah.
he still appreciates good service.
Oh, sure. He rewards
Well, okay.
whoever serves him.
I like that.
What do you think he does?
Well, I would think that he would reach down in his mailbag
Yes.
and not take someone else's mail, but reach for his wallet,
Is that where you
take out his his postage stamps, because that's how he pays with his drinks.
It's legal tender.
It's legal tender.
I still need.
And he gives them like a full roll.
Despite what they say at Cactus Club.
Yeah. And he says, he hands it over to them, and he said, because I'm a gentleman of other leisure, you know that I always
Tip big.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie.
We should try and harmonize that.
Whew, that was a long one.
That was a long
What?
one.
1 hour, 39 minutes.
I thought it was going to be a short one for some reason.
Yeah.
Because
An hour and 39 minutes.
Once you start on Tony Shalhoub, I knew I was going to be in for the night.
Yeah, it was way.
Thank you for hanging in, Eddie. We
And-
appreciate you, even though I think you're a mythical beast like a unicorn.
Or Marcel.
Or Marcel. Maurice?
But it's not Maurice.
You see,
Marcel.
the name keeps
It's a
changing.
French.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
My
know.
dear friend Marcel.
Yeah.
One of my oldest friends.
I don't, I don't think so.
Does he know about the show? Does he listen?
I think he knows about the show, but I don't know if he listens.
The whole thing sounds
The podcast will
fake.
be an hour and 40 minutes long. But you only